I need to replace the pull cord on the Snapper HiVac model 21351. It's actually kind of an involved process. Now I've already put the replacement line in itself, but I wanted to show you what you have to do to get it off and replaced. Okay, now the bolts have already been removed, but I'm going to show you where I had to take off to get to it, okay? There was a bolt here, a screw here, a screw there, and these three areas here, as well as one right here and one right there. Now, the killer is you gotta take the gas tank and separate it. And unfortunately, in order to get the gas tank separated, you actually have to take the lid off. Make sure you don't get it dirty with anything else. Then you lift up, once you get the bolts off, you lift up and then you can separate it. Now, you might see that there's the hole. I've already cleaned it. I've already cleaned it. So anyhow, the next thing we're going to do is you also have to loosen, let's see here if you can see my hand. You also have to loosen this bolt. Let me get a light so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay. You also have to loosen this bolt right here. This way it moves that a bit, moves your air filter a bit. Okay, now you're going to have this part that you're going to have to gradually work off. You lift up once you get all the bolts removed. You lift off. Then you're going to have to work it so you get that hose out of there, and then it'll lift off. Usually, when I do it with two hands, I can get it off a lot safer than that. Okay, now like I said, I already put the new rope in, but I wanted to show you something that I didn't know until too late. Okay, they tell you counterclockwise when you put, let's see if I can get this light in a better area. Okay, they say to move it counterclockwise when you put this in, but you don't. You want to move it clockwise. And when you turn it, at one point you're going to hear a snap. Now, you'll hear the snap. I've wound it up as far as I could go. So you're going to hear that snap. And once it snaps, you keep putting it in until it's at an appropriate level. Now I've got about, probably about 4.5 feet of rope in here. So now, and this is already screwed down, okay? And the new loop I've tied in there, and I put through this area. So it's already around. Remember, you go clockwise, and you're going to hear clicks. And so you're going to wind it up until you get about 4.5 feet, and it won't wind up any further, as you're hearing. So that is all wound up, and so all you got to do is reconnect it. So you're going to put it back, making sure that you have, when you put it back in, that goes right in there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this video while putting this on. Let's see here. Does it show? Okay, so you're most likely not going to see me put it on. What I can do is I can put it on and then show you what it looks like. Well, you already see what it looks like, but this time I'm going to use 2 hands. Okay, I put the cover back. I put the cover back on. The plastic hose is inside. Now, hose is flexible. This is not flexible, so that's back in. Next thing I do, before I do anything else, I'm going to clean where the oil is, because we don't want any particles in this. It was a bad idea how they set this up when it comes to the oil, because last thing you need is to actually take off the oil cover, because you don't want the oil in there. I meant you don't want any particles in the oil, let's put it that way. Now I'm also going to check to see if any particles got into the oil, because otherwise, if there's particles in the oil, I'm going to have to totally remove all the oil. No particles got in there, but I still want to clean the area. And I'm going to put the hose back in. Okay, just like you see right there. And I'm going to put a screw right there, because the screw was right there.